Hi, welcome to episode 7 of Musical Archeology. Today I want to talk about a song that many who know me, who have heard me play, have heard this song. But it's an old one, and it is unique in the sense that as old as it is, it keeps showing up in my set list. It's been recorded, I don't know, maybe 5 times over the course of nearly 40 years. Why is it such a perennial in my life? I'm not sure, but people do ask for it. People do seem to like it. So I want to go through it, and I'll talk a bit about the song itself, the lyrics, but I also want to talk about, as on episode 6, when I talked about collaboration. Collaboration is important on this one as well, but not so much on the compositional side of it, but more on the performance side of it. And quite a few people have played this, and I do have recordings and video of them. The genesis was many moons ago. I was sitting in a situation not unlike this. Outside, morning time, sunny, clear morning. The dew was on the grass. I was playing just this music that was sort of medieval. I don't know, it's kind of like Greensleeves, I suppose. But I had been listening to medieval and Renaissance music for decades. Early music consorts, that kind of thing, John Renbourn, Steeleye Span, a lot of that kind of early music, and always loved it. And so I was playing something that was reminiscent of those things. Sunlight was hitting the dew on this rich green grass. The grass looked like velvet, and the dewdrops with the sun shining through them looked like diamonds. And I was sitting there just playing that, kind of marveling at the beauty of it, and all of a sudden this monarch butterfly came flying in, and while I'm playing, it starts circling my head. I'm just looking at this butterfly and the diamonds on the velvet, and this idea for the song came to me. And so the song is called Monarch. So the first verse is something that I was trying to be very evocative of sort of that earlier time frame, sort of fantasy in the past and stuff. It's not a verse that I would counsel myself to write again. It's so, what we call in literature, dense, not dumb, but dense in terms of its packed. It is by far the most dense lyric I've ever written, and I like it quite well. However, it goes by so quickly with so much information in it, image stacked on top of metaphor, that I realize it's pretty hard to decode as it's zipping by in the verse. But this is the first stanza, if you will. Sunlight sends magic to the dew on the grass, making rainbow-like diamonds on velvet strewn dance. Monarch claims riches while gliding above, and a pauper, I sit by the throne. With that setup, things get a little more straightforward. In the chorus, I do use one old-fashioned word, though, mantle, in the sense of the cloak that in this case king might wear. So the chorus goes, hail to the king as he sails on the wind, gold and black mantle, won't say where he's been. My heart rises up as he passes me by, he won't take me with him to fly. The second verse references a scene that I once saw in California of millions of monarch butterflies covering eucalyptus trees after a storm that they had blown in on, and they were all spreading their wings, drying out. And after a couple hours they did dry out and they all flew off on their migration. So the second verse goes, "It was to the west that I last saw him go, saying something about eucalyptus there grown. He bade me come forth, and he looked in my eyes, saying, don't you forget when I die." This is followed by an instrumental bridge, and that'll be some of the recordings that I want to share with you. But let me jump to the last verse. And it was inspired by one time we were living out in the country, and our kids were tiny, and we went to this swimming hole, this pond out in the country, and we were sitting there and on the shoreline, and there were all these little yellow butterflies that had flown up and were landing right at the shore, I suppose drinking. And so when they were doing that, their wings were closed, and they looked for all the world like little sailboats. So it looked like all these little sailboats were lined up. And so the last verse comes from that. But then it brings the story to a close and recognizes the, the fancy that it has been. Down by the sea, the castle walls rise, and the boats of the monarchs are tethered nearby. Their councils by night, their feastings by day. Then the sand castle crumbles. 'Twas only child's play. Okay, let's take a look at the contributions of other musicians down through the years. And I think you'll agree that they are significant, and they really bring out the medieval mood. Share the end, which has evolved over the years, but it has gradually turned into an a cappella thing. And again, the singers add a lot. Hail to the King as he sails on the wind. Gold and black mantle won't stay. As he sails on the wind, golden black mantle won't say where he's been. My heart rises up as he passes me by. Won't take me with him to fly. Hail to the King as he sails on the wind.
say we're even. My heart rises up as he passes me by. He won't take me with him to fly. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun for me. So I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Aloha.